Hello, hi, my good people. I hope you are good. I'm also fine. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And I know many people are going through a rough time. And today we are going to discuss about stress because recently people have been like attempting suicide. A lot of things are happening. I lost a friend just the other day who was just going through something, but he did not want anyone to know. So today we are going to talk about what is stress and stress management and what can we do so that we live a healthy and a very successful life. Because most of the time people chase money, people feel like if I have money I'll have everything, but apparently people who kill themselves, people who commit suicide, people who attempt suicide, some of them are people who have money, and someone will be saying like, saa hii pesa yote na mtu bado anajinyonga. But I want us to understand that the things that people go through in life that will make them even not to see what they have, that will make them even to not like have anything that will give them that joy, that momentum to press on. So stress is something that is eating us slowly by slowly, and more so men, they don't want to speak out. Nyinyi wanaume. So make sure that if you're there and you're watching and you're a boy child, look for a friend. Hii mambo ya kwenda kuwatch football na una discuss to football, but when you go home you are dying and you are taking a lot of alcohol and you are doing so many things like to damage your body, to damage your organs because you cannot talk to someone. So I want to encourage men today, bro, look for someone to talk to. I mean, sharing your problems, talking to someone doesn't mean that you're weak or you're not a man enough, because I know most men, they're like, you don't have to share your problems with someone. Me, I have male friends who share their problems, like, Oyamo, this and this is happening and I don't know what to do. And I love it because it is hard to find men who can open up. I know some of them, they're like, if you open up, it will be used against you, or people will feel like you're a weaker vessel, or people will feel like, man, you're supposed to protect people. Why are you crying here and showing that sign of weakness? So stress is something that is eating all of us, and it doesn't know like age, like sex, like how much you have accomplished, like what you have. Like stress is something that doesn't even care, your rank. Maybe you're a CEO somewhere, you're a director, you are so and so, but when you're going through rough path in life, it doesn't care or differentiate like you are going, you have this, so stress ifai kukuja kwako. And one of the techniques that you can use when we are stressed is to take a walk. Nature walk. If you're living in a place where maybe you have an issue with your spouse or someone that you're staying with, instead of that confrontation and just talking badly to each other, just take a walk and unwind your mind. Take a walk, just walk alone, meditate, focus on the good things about life. See the other person not as a problem, but as someone who is also fighting their own battles. Because when you see someone from that lens, you will be so empathetic and will also support them, because you'll be like, I'm not the problem. Maybe Oyamo is going through something. So as you take the nature walk, you'll be able to unwind and to reflect back and to have that patience even to respond. When someone has sent you a bad text, instead of typing paragraphs after paragraphs, I was telling someone who was telling me, I'm so mad. I feel like I should respond to this person. And I was telling her, what you can do is nowadays you can text yourself via WhatsApp. So just go and text yourself. And after you have written and written and written, umeongea, mouth diarrhea, everything. You can read that text tomorrow and again decide if you want to tell it to this person or not. And I tell you guys, most of the time when you read that text the following day, you are like, hizi nilikuwa naandika by the way, what are these? What are these? What are these? Are what? So you end up even not sending that text. So take a nature walk. If you have issues with someone, even where we work, if you have a difference with a colleague, just take a walk and just unwind. Number two is deep breathing. Just breathe in, breathe out. Because as you do that, you are reducing the tension. And as you do that, even when you respond to someone, you respond not based on your feelings and emotions, but you respond from a point of stability. So make sure that you take a breath, breathe in exercise, breathe in and breathe out, so that you make sure that you reduce the pressure. Because most of the time we say things to others and then we regret later. We are like, I didn't mean to say that, or maybe okay, nilisema tu but ilikuwa ni hasira. So ndio usifanye vitu na hasira, just take a deep breathe in and breathe out, take a nature walk, and then now you can reason out and know what to say. Another technique that you can use is gratitude. When we are going through a tough moment, I know everything is negative, we don't see anything good, and we are focusing on the negative part of life, and we are focusing on what is not working, we are focusing on those people who have disappointed us, we are focusing on maybe our goals that we are not able to achieve, we are focusing on maybe the monies that we lost, or maybe the investment that we did and things did not go well as we planned. But I want us to have that heart of gratitude. One thing that has kept me going all my life, like every day I face a challenge, I always go back to the scriptures. There's this scripture that was written for me personally. That is Romans 8:28. And I always memorize that scripture like a song, like my name. Because if you focus on that scripture, you will always be grateful to God no matter what is happening. Because that scripture says that everything happens together for good and for those who love the Lord and those who are called according to his purpose. So I always say, if something bad happened to me, I don't see it as something happening to me, but something happening for me, for my advantage. Something happening for me so that I can learn out of it, so that I can take away the positive part out of it, so that I can ask myself, what is this teaching me? Because at the end of the day, if you're not grateful, you will live a life of complaining and murmuring. Another technique is enough sleep. I know people ignore sleep and people are like, I'm busy every day. But let me tell you guys, if you don't take enough rest, your body will shut down. If you don't take enough rest, you will always be a toxic person at workplace. You'll be a toxic mom and a toxic dad, a toxic sister. Because when you sleep and you have that deep sleep, your mind now will relax and your mind will unwind and take off the rubbish and clean and all that. So if you want to have that good life and always feeling like you are energetic and you are happy, make sure you have enough sleep. Most people, you find them like they're doing different jobs. Someone is working from this place to this place. Most of the people who work in health facilities like us, you find that maybe you're a nurse, you're a doctor, and you're up and down. Today you are here, tomorrow you are there, you are working here day shift, here you are here night shift. But one day your body will just shut down. And you will realize that the money that you are looking for, you will use that money for medication. You will use that money for other things that you not plan to use with the money. You will use that money to buy some drugs because now you're not feeling well and you are chasing money. So at the end of the day, make sure that you sleep, deep sleep, enough sleep. If you are stressed, like that's one of the things that me it really works for me every time. Me, if I'm stressed, when I like you're stressed and then you have that mental block, like you cannot think, like you cannot even make some decisions. I always tell my friends, let me go and sleep for like 2, 3 hours. And then when I wake up, I'll figure it out. And even at that moment, when someone asks me for something, I'll just tell them, just give me like 2 hours, I'll respond. Because I know myself and I know at this state, I'm not in a good state even to reason. So I'll make sure that I'll go home and then have a nap 2, 3 hours. And then after that, I'll be able to reason out. So make sure that if you're stressed, have enough sleep at night. Don't waste the whole night playing everything that happened during the day, and then you wake up in the morning and then you are full of you are tired and you cannot do something. So make sure that you have enough sleep every time that you have a stressful day. Another technique that you can use is meditation. Meditation is just reflecting back. Even as you take that nature walk, you can just meditate of the goodness of the Lord. You can just meditate like, I have this, at least even if I don't have money maybe to pay for this investment, but at least I have money to pay for my basic needs. And just comparing yourself with someone who's below you and thanking God because you will be like, so and so is going through this, or someone is going through this. But for me, I'm grateful that I can be able to pay my basic needs. So make sure that if you're going through a rough moment, you choose one of the techniques because guys, a lot is happening out here. People are just posting in the social media and taking selfie and you feel like they're doing well, but people are dying inside. It is very sad now, like nowadays you wake up and somebody has died and this person was like alikuwa tu sawa, alikuwa anatupostia huko mapicha and all that. So make sure that of importance kabisa kabisa among all the things I've talked about guys, make sure that you talk to someone. Whoever said that a problem shared is half solved, alikuwa tu in a sober mind. So make sure that you have a confidant, you have someone who will not judge you, of course, someone who will walk with you, and someone who will keep that secret. Don't go talk to anyone, because again, most of the time, the reason why people are so hurt, the reason why people like find themselves into depression, sometimes it's not what they are going through, but just hearing that what you shared with someone, someone has shared with another person. So when you hear that your confidentiality has been broken, it breaks you 10 times than the problem that you are going through. So make sure that also you share with someone who they'll keep that as confidential, and also they'll support you. Because one thing that is really stressing out here is people are so fake. Most friends are so fake. The friends who they want to be with you as long as they are above you. As long as hujawapita, they'll be there for you because they are winning. But the day that you go and share that testimony that you know what, have been promoted, or maybe something happened and now you're above them, your friendship inaishanga hapo, because they just want you so that they can give you some handouts so that they can be helping you. But as long as they're above you, they'll continue to be your friend. The same thing, the even ladies that you are friends with them, once they get married, they block everyone. They say, now I'm married and now I'm focusing on my husband, which is a good thing. But at the end of the day, if anything happens, God forbid, where will you start? You need these friends. Don't cut off everyone because maybe you have been promoted, or because maybe you got married or remarried. Not everyone, of course, will carry with you, but at least have one or two people that you can share with. Because at the end of the day, you don't need a whole community. You don't need I don't know, 20 friends. You know me, I see people have many friends. I'm like, ah, mnaongeanga nini? For me, I only have two. The confident one that we can discuss deeper issues, that we can, you can just remove your cloth, like you can unaweka kila kitu juu ya meza, and you're not afraid, and you don't feel like this story nitaisikia somewhere else. So don't have again a community and you're calling them friends, because at the end of the day, everything is energy. So if you are dividing your energy to 20 people, the same way, if you buy maybe a loaf of bread and you want to divide it with 50 people, they will not even get a slice. But if you have three people, then you'll take that one loaf of bread na mtashiba. So it's the same thing. So make sure that at least you have one or two people that you can talk to. This is to men. Wanaume mwanze kuongea, because imagine you are dying, you are killing yourself, you are leaving your family behind. You will lose at the end of the day. And it is so sad that you have even friends who are there for you, but for you, you want to play it so hard and you want kujikaza kimwanaume. And this thing is bringing you down. And what do our men do? They go into alcoholic and they start taking alcohol, and they start, having that addiction. They start smoking and all that and all that. So I want to encourage our men. Like, there are so many healthy ways that you can deal with stress. And I also want to talk to ladies who pressure their husbands. I know of ladies who pressure their husbands, like, you're not doing this to me, so and so is doing this to their spouse. I mean, why do you do that? And the other day I was having a chat with a friend of mine, and we were just discussing about this issue of 50-50 in marriage. And we were just having a conversation. And she was telling me, for me, my husband does this and this and this. And we're just telling ourselves, by the way, sometimes you need to help someone. And I was telling her, imagine if you are leaving everything to this man, and even you're working, but you're like, a man should provide. And then for you, your money is to buy makeup and do some nonsense things. And then at the end of the day, I was telling her, sometimes I'm like, what if huyu ni mtoto wako? Like, huyu ni mtoto wako mwenye anapewa all the responsibilities with another woman. And then how will you feel as a mother? So at the end of the day, let's not be selfish. Let's make sure that we don't take people for granted. Let's make sure that and accept that economy is not easy, so that we help one another, and so that you chip in where necessary. So make sure that if something is bothering you, please look for someone to share. Look for someone to open up to. Take a walk. Be always focus on the positive side of life, being grateful, just looking back and saying, sometimes back I went through this and I overcame. The same God who helped me to overcome this will also help me to overcome this. And that is why I like it when people share their testimonies, because when someone has gone through something and they overcame, now I'm not unique. Even me, God will help me to overcome this. So just reflecting back and looking at the things that you have gone through in life, that God helped you to come out of it stronger and better, and improved version of yourself. You're like, even this one, God will make a way for me. So always have that time for meditation and just for looking back and thanking God. Always take a walk instead of fighting with someone, instead of fighting someone, instead of throwing abusive words to someone. Excuse yourself and just take a walk. And also, just practice the breathing technique so that by the time you're responding to someone, at least you have cooled down the tension and now you are talking not from the emotions or feelings, but from the logic part of you. So, guys, if you're watching this video, please make sure that you reach out to a friend, make sure that you talk to a friend, make sure that you reach out to someone. If someone is kind of a person who they talk a lot, but you see them, they're not talking at work, please reach out and find out what is going on. If someone is this person who they are always bubbling, they are always happy, but all of a sudden they are sad, these are the things that you can detect from someone, and just reach out and ask them, how are you doing? Is there anything that is wrong? Is there how we can help you? Let's tusikange wale watu wa I'm minding my own business. If you have stayed with someone, even a colleague or a partner or a relative or a friend for some times, you'll be able to know if their moods have changed or if they're doing something differently. So make sure that you have those small concern towards someone so that they will not wallow into their problems. At least you can also reach out. One day I asked someone and I was like, okay, this lady went and she gave birth, so she was back from maternity leave, and it was like 4 months or 5 months after maternity leave, I can't remember. And then one day I was like, it just came to my thoughts like, how are you? Oh, we are fine. We are fine. And then that day I asked her, how is baby doing? And this lady started crying, and I was like, what's wrong? And she was like, ever since I gave birth, nobody asked me, like, apart from my family, how is the baby doing? And we talked a lot, and I realized this lady was going through a lot. So make sure that you reach out to someone, just asking them, how are you doing? How was your day? These things we take them for granted, guys, but they are very important. They are very like zinafikanga huko chini. Like when you find someone who has gone through a lot, this thing goes so deep. Just asking someone, how was your day, or good morning, or how are you doing? So let's purpose as Kenyans, as believers, let's be our brother's keeper, let's be our sister's keeper, and just reach out and ask someone, how are they doing? So I pray that this world will be a better place for me and you, that we'll continue to enjoy the fruits of this land. And at the end of the day, let's always remember God is there for all of us. And if anything is impossible with men, nothing is impossible with God. So for now, bye bye.